So in regards to the question in this module regarding the scenario where I'm a human resource employee and there's a training giving in one of the companies, and where the manual for this training, the documents written, were not fully comprehensible for the non-English speakers, because it was written in jargon, and also for the English speakers it was very, very difficult to understand. And then I go to speak to the manager of the non-English speaking employee, and then he gets very angry and says that anybody living in the United States should either learn English or go back where they came from. So the first thing I would do as a human resource employee is definitely let this manager know that we have a zero tolerance policy for this type of talk. I'm going to call it racism. And this is coming from a biased perspective. You can't run a company where there is any form of racism in any level. You can't functionally run a company that way. So I would definitely let the manager know in the beginning that there is a zero tolerance policy for a talk like that. And then I would justify his anger and let him know that it is a little upsetting that they do not understand the training instructions, but on the other hand, on their side of things, so you have to justify, you have to agree with the manager, not always, but in this case you would agree that it is a little upsetting and that they do not know what they're meant to be trained in. However, it's not necessarily the non-English speakers' fault. A, they weren't educated in the language properly. B, it was written in an obscure type of language, which is very hard to comprehend anyhow, even if you were a native speaker. So, first of all, I would go and take these manuals and these training manuals and change them to a more comprehensible, more easily understood language, and make sure this does not happen again, because that is the main purpose of this, is to make sure that it does not repeat itself. Secondly, we want to make sure that these employees, the non-speakers, are able to do what they need to do and get the training that they need. So therefore, I would make sure that these non-English speakers, I'll make sure that they get the training that they need, and make sure they get some sort of education to learn English a little better in order for this company. But to definitely change, the main goal is to change these training documents, these training manuals, and make sure that this does not repeat itself again. And I would go to the English speakers and let them know that the manuals and the training exercises will be repeated in a more understandable language, in a more understandable way, so that they are able to get the training that they need. And again, go to the manager, let him know that there's a zero tolerance policy, and to also acknowledge the fact that he got really upset